Welcome back to video number 3 of the PEMF training. In this video we look at the difference between oscillating PEMF and ringer PEMF or high intensity. And difference is more or less consumer home device versus commercial or clinical device. And there is a lot of different concepts and videos and explanations out there. I try to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. When you have a tuning fork and a second one, and if this one goes bing, and this one, when you hit it, would go bong, then this one cannot get this one to sing along. But if they have the same frequency, bing, then this one will swing along. So the concept is with frequency, we adjust to the frequency of the cell. You remember from video 1, I said that based on our structure, liver cells, kidney cells, all the different cells require different frequencies. They have a different makeup, a different charge, a different membrane potential. And that means if I treat those different organs or different systems, I need different frequencies. And that's what you can see at the bottom of this slide here behind me. It's 1, 2, 3, all the way going up to 22, 25, 50 hertz. Now 50 hertz is the highest frequency that we call PEMF, pulse electromagnetic field, because everything above that goes into radio frequencies, RF. And that's why the low frequencies that we exude from an oscillating device, you know, those loops, the mats, and often household PEMF devices, they then send out that frequency, and then a certain organ or system will start sing along. And I've tried to visualize that. If we have blood cell and liver cells and kidney cells, then you see as soon as I turn my tuning fork on and I start vibrating, I send out a frequency, and that will then resonate, in this case, with your lung particles and will stimulate that area. If I go on and then all of a sudden all my blood is stimulated and activated, and then my bones, and so there is always different here, the bone structure is then activated. And I just tried to visualize that with my drawing. You know, it's not quite as simple. And to get to the right frequency and to have that, we need to switch from one to the next to the next. Now, most of those programs that you have on those mats is about half an hour program to an hour program. And they go, if you say 20 frequencies are available, and we go 1 minute per frequency, then that will vibrate 1 minute for your bones, 1 minute for your lungs, 1 minute for your blood. And as it goes through, all the different systems in your body are activated. Now that works. I'm not saying it doesn't. It just takes a long time. And 1 minute per system is not really a long time. So if you would do 3 to 5 minutes, and we know that from Raymond Rive's studies, they had a pathology like a certain cell underneath the microscope, then they turned on the frequency, and it takes about 3 to 6 minutes for that cell actually to react and to mutate and to blow up. And that's what you will need to do. So if you use those low power oscillating devices, it just takes longer. Also, many of them have on the mat, even though they advertise 30 Gauss or 40 Gauss, on the mat they might have just 8 or 10. You know, there's devices out there that advertise with 1,000 Gauss. And then on the mat we measure not more than 80. Now you remember when I go distance, this is just a small coil. If I lift up 5 centimeters, I have just 1/10 of that. And that's why the penetration into the body to get those cells to vibrate and sing along and to increase their membrane potential works. It just works very slow. It takes quite a long time. Whereas if I use that magnetic pulse, that sharp spike that goes through the body, you know, not a long wide curve, a sinusoidal curve, a very sharp spike, it hits every cell with that massive ion flow, and that rings all systems at the same time. And it's like lightning. The higher the voltage, the bigger the magnetic field output, and that's what you realize when I turn this thing up. It's a massive shock wave that goes through the body, and that then rings all systems at the same time. So with every pulse that goes into the body, you do more than if you have 3-4 minutes per frequency, and it just takes a lot less time. And that's what most clinics have discovered. The system is magnetic wave and it works, full stop. So if you have plenty of time and you can do it 2 or 3 times an hour or 2 at home, then that's fine. Just keep doing it and don't expect that immediate change. Whereas if you have one of those high intensity machines and you push that massive flood through, like for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, those pulses, then all of your systems are at full capacity, fully recharged, and you can't really go wrong. It's not just one system I missed out on, or I didn't hold it to the right place when that frequency was on. It always works. And that's what most of the clinicians have experienced. Most of the clinics, they want you to walk out with that wow effect. It worked. Oh, I feel something. And that's why they use those high intensity machines. And that was pretty much it. So conclusion, frequency, absolutely fine. If you have plenty of time, do that. And if you want fast, essential results, and if you really have chronic degenerative diseases that you would like to shift and move, well, then those high intensity PMF machines are far superior.